we should talk a little bit more about the kind of academic experience surrounding the project, right? So the students do a project, that is their main output for the program. But the program is not just, we don't just sit there and do a project. There's a bunch of other stuff, both academic and non-academic, that makes it a really positive learning and summer experience. So, first thing that we should talk about, is how we learn Wolfram language. Like we said, we have the students before they arrive in the summer, so after they've been accepted, but before they arrive, do that creative computation class on Wolfram U. And that gives them a solid foundation. And then when they arrive in the summer, we spend 4-ish days where the main activity is becoming really competent and confident in Wolfram language. And kind of we pull kids out three at a time to do project allocation with them. And there's some other stuff going on as well during that few days. But the main point of those few days is for students to learn Wolfram language. And how we do that is similarly to at the middle school program. It's all about what we call explorations. So these are self-contained mini projects that have explanations for how to do particular things, and then large-scale activities for students to do to build a machine learning application or to I don't know, to I'm struggling to come up with them off the top of my head, but to Erin, do you want to just tell us what they are?
Yeah, we've got some for string manipulation. We've got one. I think we had a question about like the difference between fundamental stuff versus what's more advanced. One of the kind of fundamental skills that's focused on is we have an exploration all about modules and local environments, and the kids make Catan boards, Settlers of Catan. Um, so there's a lot of fun things like that, and also more advanced things into like specific topics. So, for example, like the chemistry project we were showing earlier, if we knew, that kid would probably also do our chemistry exploration when they're learning how to use all the chemistry functions. Some more examples.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and we have stuff like debugging. So they have a exploration called Rory's Broken Code, where there's a bunch of code that I've written that is broken in various different ways, and they have to debug it to make it work, which is pretty fun. And they'll explore cellular automata stuff, and graphs and networks and machine learning and geographic skills, 3D visualizations, all kinds of different stuff. And they'll, make this kind of big portfolio thing that they'll have a lot of fun with. Just had a great question, which is my kid only wants to play video games. Do you think they'll have fun at your program? Absolutely. Yeah, yes. Yep. I think that the kids that we have most fun teaching are good at video games. I've noticed this correlation. And yeah, and we happen to offer several, there'll be several classes on, you know, developing video games. I my second master's degree was in video game development, so we have fun doing that too. Yeah, so that's kind of how we teach and learn Wolfram. So the kids work in small groups to do all of these mini projects to really solidify their skills in, a range of different topics and to explore fun things that they maybe haven't done before. So maybe, my expectation is that 98% of the kids have never touched cellular automata stuff before. And then, they'll do these explorations, and then by the time they get into the phase of the program that is deciding what their project is, they're like, oh wow, this was really fun. I want to do more on that. And then they'll go and do more on that. So yeah, but learning a bunch of new things, solidifying their previous knowledge, having a great time. Uh, Other kind of big academic activities that we do is kind of seminars and guest lectures. So seminars are led by our mentor team. So mentors might have, you know, uh, specific content knowledge that they are interested in sharing, maybe in physics, maybe in chemistry, maybe in math, maybe in linguistics, maybe in music theory, who knows, all kinds of different stuff. And every year those seminars are different, and we set those up as kind of no more than about 12 students get to go to each one of these. So there's dozens of them, but you know, a, a dozen of them, but they'll get to go to one or two. So they'll pick their favorites. And so it's a nice small group, and the mentor will teach something and then have them, create something or do something or have a big discussion around it. So it's not a lecture, it's a kind of more seminar-based activity. And they'll learn a bunch of different things that again is different each year. Then we also have guest talks, which are lectures. So those are kind of an hour long, and we have guest speakers come in from all kinds of different environments. Last year we had somebody who was doing fungi research, with mushrooms and vaccines and cool stuff. We had somebody who built a 3D video game in Wolfram language, which was fairly extraordinary. We had somebody who was really into kind of tiling and the kind of permutations of kind of wallpaper stuff, which was exciting. We had somebody come and talk about cloning and ethical hacking, random random selection of stuff, and we try and base it on the types of kids that the types of things that the kids who apply are interested in. Once I've kind of gone through their interests, I then go and seek out exciting guest speakers to come and talk to them, which is pretty cool. And then we have Stephen Wolfram, the CEO, comes to talk to the students once, all as one big group. They do a kind of welcome Q&A thing, and then he meets with everybody who wants to meet with him in a kind of group of three or four, and they wander around campus together and have small conversations. And Stephen is also heavily involved in the project allocation experience. And we'll regularly come and just hang out in the kind of common room in the dorm and show off fun tech stuff. So last year he bought his big Oculus goggle things, and a bunch of the kids got to do a whole load of AR, you know, how does space work stuff, which was a lot of fun. So Stephen has a good time, I think, hanging out with the kids. It's a nice breath of fresh air. Um, Yeah, so lots and lots and lots of academic experiences to do, which is a lot of fun.